All right. Hello. I would like to begin by stating that in Israeli-Palestine conflict, the UK is officially allying with Israel and the Zionist forces. We are seeking diplomatic solutions, but we are also taking control of the defectors through military action. And now we encourage other countries to join us in aiding Israel. Are there any questions?
Thank you. Questions?
What do you think? Do you think there will be any backlash from Palestine because you were siding with Israel?
Well, from the beginning, we have really backed Israel even before it became a country. So though I do think there will be backlash from Palestine because it is essentially a war that is happening, it is expected and it's nothing we cannot control.
What kind of action are you going to take against violence?
Right now, we are mainly trying to control the UK, the British defectors. That is our main goal. And we are allying ourselves with Israel. So it's really about what Israel wants and what they need from us at this time.
Last question? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And your 1 minute begins now.
Okay. We are currently working to address civil unrest within our nation, and we are using every available means to minimize civilian casualties. Upon hearing about the unrest in India, we believe that the borders previously drawn in the partition of 1947 no longer reflect the geographic distributions of Muslims in the region. In the near future, we would like to find a peaceful resolution with India, at which point we'd like to involve the United Nations in our peacemaking efforts. Any questions?
What kind of precautions will you take to stop the civilian casualties?
We will be finding safe havens for the civilians. We will be providing escape routes. Further means we have not yet discussed.
Any remaining questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I call upon the delegate from Israel? Your 1 minute begins now.
In response to the devastating violence due to the Arab siege of Haifa, the Israeli cabinet is enacting a military plan to de-escalate the conflict. The Israeli cabinet plans to take whatever measures necessary to ensure the safety of civilians, as we value safety and democracy above all else. The State of Israel remains committed to protecting the freedoms of each individual and the prosperity of the region as a whole. The Israeli cabinet appreciates the support of the United Kingdom and looks for international support behind each of their actions. Thank you.
Would you be willing to agree on a ceasefire if the Palestinians would agree to such thing as well?
Absolutely. The nation of Israel would like to do anything possible to get rid of any sort of conflict and strife and violence within her borders.
What does Israel consider its borders?
Israel considers its borders to be the borders that were marked out by the United Nations in 1947 in the Partition Plan or Resolution 181, which gives the West Bank and parts of the Golan Heights and parts of Gaza to Palestine, and Tel Aviv and the Negev to Israel, and has Jerusalem as a separate entity governed by international committees.
Final question?
Are there plans on expanding borders in any way?
At this time, the State of Israel does not have any desires to expand her borders. Rather, she wishes for peace with the Arabs and hopes that they can reach some sort of compromise that would make the Arab people in the region happy.
right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And can we call upon the delegate from the United States?
Much like the United Kingdom, the United States would like to pledge its full support for the Israel and the Zionist movement. Again, I'm going to keep this short and sweet, but in terms of specific military support that we are going to eventually aid to the Israelis will come in later press releases. Unfortunately, I'm not able to disclose that information at this point. Any questions?
If the UN were to create, let's say, some sort of peacekeeping group, would you be willing to donate some troops to their cause?
I mean, I think the United Nations is like a great resource to deal with these things, and I think right now we need to de-escalate tensions by, again, increasing military presence there to enforce a ceasefire, and I think that the fighting needs to stop before we can talk about an actual border solution within the United Nations.
What kind of military support are you willing to give to Israel? Are you willing to give
I can't disclose that information at this time.
Any final questions? All right, thank you very much, delegates. If you'd like to gather your things and enter the other room, you have 5 minutes in which you can discuss.
Are we not going to hear from India?
Yes, we are. Can you please take the stand? That's relaxed. All right, you have 1 minute and 5 seconds.
There have been a multitude of ethnic and territorial encroachments given on Pakistan. We have chosen to put down some of the rebellions within our own territory, and we are in the process of restoring order within our territory. And we are investigating the rebellions and their possible Pakistani involvement, and we have done what we can to avoid the casualty of innocent of our own innocent civilians. We're also investigating the mutiny in Kashmir, and we are requesting a more open line with Britain so that we can know what is up with that situation. And we have been moving our own troops within Kashmir with the intention on keeping order, restoring order within the region. After all, that is our rightful territory, and we are simply responding to a lot of aggression putting forward there, and working to keep order there.
Thank you. All right, any questions?
How are you restoring order in your country?
By moving troops and by moving troops that we had created to the areas that have been rebellious and violent.
How will you, or have you avoided casualties?
We have included we have improved the presence of military and police officers so that we can stop these violent insurgents from taking any further casualties in the region.
What would you consider to be acceptable numbers of civilian casualties, and how many are you expecting?
I don't have the exact SIG numbers at this time.
Okay. What does India consider her borders in terms of Jammu and Kashmir?
Kashmir is the legal right of India from the Instrument of Accession. There have been Pakistani encroachments upon that territory, but we are choosing to take a strong defense of it.
Final question? All right, thank you very much. Are there any remaining speakers? No? All right, if you guys would like to gather your things, you may enter a free-form discussion for the next few minutes, and then we'll be